Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Virtual Warfare, a text-based roleplay fighting tutorial series. And this video was supposed to be the second video of the new episode, the second episode, and the video that was posted not too long ago was supposed to be the first video, but I accidentally made it for the first season. So this video is going to be the first video for the second season. So this video is going to be about tiers, worlds, and rule sets. And this video is going to be broken down to 3 parts so that people can easily navigate through what they want. If they want to have information on tiers or worlds and rule sets, instead of watching a whole video of all of them, they will be broken down into their respective categories so people can easily navigate through them. So we want to talk about tiers, worlds, and rule sets respectively, because there's a such thing as writing too much and not writing enough. Developers of the roleplay fighting community have broken this word length barrier into something called tiers. Traditionally, there were mainly 2 tiers. The first tier, or T1, was based off taking turns with a pre-planned proposition stated prior. The second tier, or T2, was based off how fast one could type out a series of actions before the other party could respond to them, aka speed typing. So we heard about speed typing. This is what speed typing is. In today's day and age, there are a variety of tiers, so many it could potentially confuse those just beginning their journey. So Virtual Warfare has offered a layout of the tiers over the internet to provide information and hope and build a common ground to ensure a more easygoing time when engaging in the art. So there's so many tiers out here that people may not know which tier to actually follow, because some people uses T2 and says T2 is something else rather than speed typing. So if someone sees T2 and tries to use T2, and someone outside say, hey, the T2 is speed typing, blah blah blah, it might cause a big argument, or just a weird confrontation that we don't really need in roleplay. So I'm hoping that this video can actually bring some type of common ground and understanding of what tiers are out there and what tiers to really say that you're using. So Virtual Warfare has created divided these tiers, or these categories into different, how should I say it? What does it matter? What you see in the video. So the first one is traditional tiers. Traditional tiers is what we just talked about, T1, T2. Originally T1 back in the day was based off of how many actions you can use or how many attacks you can use in one post. So it was only 3 actions per turn or 3 attacks per turn. So 3 actions could have been I sidestep, I draw my sword, and I slash at you. That could be 3 actions. Or I could just be, sidestep, draw my sword, blah, blah, blah. But I can only attack you 3 times with my sword. I can only attack you 3 times. I can't attack you 4, 5, 6 times, or whatever. I can only attack you 3 times. That was T1 back in the day. T2, as we just talked about, was speed typing. So we don't really have to spend too much time on that. Okay, the next one is standard tiers. And these tiers are the tiers that mainly everybody uses. This is like the staple of roleplay fighting now. These tiers are the tiers that everybody uses, so I call them the standard tiers. And it's pretty much the same concept, taking turns, but instead of 3 attacks or 3 actions per turn, now T1 is based off of using 200 words minimum to complete each turn. So anything below 200 words would not be considered T1. There are some people who will really emphasize on this 200 word thing, and if you write 199 words, you will not be considered a T1 fighter for certain people. Me personally, I don't really care. As long as you try to make the effort, it could be 150 words, 160 words, or whatever. As long as you try to make the effort to be a T1 fighter, and it looks like a T1 post, as in having 150 words or whatever, then you would be considered a T1 fighter. Other than that, you just have to write 200 words. T00, it has the same concept, but it's just based off of 3,000 to 7,000 words, and that's a lot of words. The next one is contemporary tiers, and contemporary tiers is just a layout of tiers that can differentiate the level of someone's word length, or someone's ability to roleplay fight. What's that word I could say legitimately. These are things that you can determine if a person, how far they are from T1 or whatever. So we can look at the first one. The first one is T8, using emojis to fight, like the evil face or the punch hand. I fight you like that. T7 is used for pictures, where I can have like a picture of Naruto doing a special move, and I can say that I'm doing this move, and you would have to use your own picture of a shield or whatever to counteract with this move, whatever. T-cancel, TC, means that you just can't roleplay fight. You still auto, you still god mode, you just don't know what you're doing. Keep researching. And if I should say, these tiers came from someone else. I like these tiers. I like the way how they describe a level of a person's roleplay post. And I asked if I could use these tiers or whatever. They might be a little bit insulting, but I hope that people won't get too offensive with these things. Just keep trying, keep roleplay fighting, and you'll make it. T6 is scrub level. You know what roleplay fighting is, but you're not descriptive at all, and you can't respect the rules. You know what roleplay fighting is. You see it, you know everything, but you just don't care. You just want to do your own thing. You want to attack people. You want to auto. You want to just cause drama or whatever. You don't follow the rules. You just want to do what you want to do. T5 is pretty much the same way. No one uses T5 anyway. I don't know why that's there, but no one uses that anyway, so we're just going to skip that. T4, you can respect the rules maybe, but you can't, but you roleplay fight with 25 words max. It's like being a T1 fighter, the rules, stuff like that, but you only use 25 words max. You can't progress further than 25 words, so you're not really a T1 fighter, a T4 fighter, as I say. Keep writing, something I added. T1, we're pretty much T1, T3, T2, T1, T0, T00, and T000. Pretty much deals with the same concept of writing. It's just that T3 is 50 words, T2 is 100 words, T1 is 200 words, so on and so forth. T000 is so advanced, why don't you just write a book? This is something I put down because I'm thinking, like, when I first started to get into this T1 stuff like that, I realized that people actually write 10,000 to 100,000 words per turn? Like, you must just write a book for all that. What's the use of doing that? I don't know. It's just tiers. You can look at them. It's something that's fun. It's not really a legitimate thing, but it's something that's fun to look at. The next one is my tiers, virtual warfare tiers, which is pretty much a summary of all the tiers combined. Tier plus or T plus or whatever. Is a turn-based roleplay fighting style that conducts participants to use a minimum of 200 words per turn. So just like T1, anything over 200 words and up is T plus, and T minus, anything under 200 words is T minus, so instead of saying T8 and T00 and T50, all that stuff like that, it's just T plus, T minus. And I'm sure that no one is really going to use these preferences for tiers because, it's not really a legitimate thing. It's my own creation because, I had the creativity to do it and, stuff like that. But it's just something that people can, like, identify and, like, know, like, look, T1 is over 200 words and T minus is under 200 words, just to build some common ground or whatever. That's pretty much the end of this video for tiers. I would just check on the next video and, thanks for watching. Just get prepared to see the next video, and I'll see everybody soon. Thanks.